Hello Vifians. Now we will discuss internal rate of return. A project's internal rate of return is what it earns for us. If the internal rate of return is greater than the cost of capital or the target rate of return required by the investors, we accept the project. However, if it is lower than the cost of capital or the target rate of return, we reject the project. Internal rate of return was also part of your previous ACC exams. Over here, I will briefly look over how its calculations look like. And we will see a very basic example in which we will discuss how do we use the trial and error technique to calculate internal rate of return. Let's say that there is a project which requires us to invest certain amount at the start of the first year, and let us denote that by our cash flows. Let's say we start a project and the project requires us to invest 100 rupees. In return, the project will yield two cash inflows, the first one being $60 at the end of year 1 and the second one being $55 at the end of second year. And the question asks us to calculate the internal rate of return. In order to calculate the internal rate of return, we use a trial and error technique and use a formula which you have already studied in your previous ACC exams, and I will be rewriting it over here, which is internal rate of return is equals to A% plus net present value calculated using A% divided by net present value calculated using A% minus net present value calculated using B% multiplied by B minus A%. You must be familiar with this formula in your previous ACC exams. My core purpose over here is to recall or refresh all of you about how did we use this formula. Let's say my first discount rate is 8%. Therefore, in order to calculate the net present value, I will use 8% discount factors and multiply all my cash flows with the discount factors to calculate the net present value. So our first discount factor will be 1. The second one using 8% is 0.926. And the third discount factor is 0.857. By now, I'm sure that all of you know how do we calculate the discount factors. Therefore, I have not performed the entire calculations. Now, calculating the present values, negative 100 into 1 is negative 100. 60 into 0.926 is 55.5. And 55 into 0.857 is 47.14. We can calculate our net present value by adding all the present value of cash inflows together and subtracting the cash outflows. So this will be 2.64. This is our net present value. Using a rate of 8%, we can say that this is NPVA and 8% is A%. I assume that you have used these techniques before and therefore skipping some basics such as calculations of the discount factors. Now, we know a property of net present value that if we increase our discount factor, if we use a discount factor which in this case is greater than 8%, the net present value percentage will decrease. The net present value amount and the interest percentage are inversely related. And yes, to recall, there was a property for IRR that if internal rate of return is used as a discount factor, the net present value is 0. So let's use a new rate. Let's say, let us use a rate which is maybe 12%. Let us calculate discount factors at a rate of 12%. Our new discount factors for years 0, 1 and 2 will be 1. The first year's ends discount factor will be 0.893 and the second year ends discount factor will be 0.797. Multiplying these with the cash flows, first year, year 0's cash flow was negative 100. Negative 100 into 1 is negative 100. 60 into 0.893 is 53.58 and 55 into 0.797 is 43.835. Adding all these cash flows, the discounted cash flows together will give us somewhere around negative 2.585. So now using this formula, we will put all the values in it. A% should be the 8% amount. So A% which is 8% plus NPVA which is 2.64 divided by NPVA 2.64 minus 2.585 multiplied by B% or B minus A%. And if we calculate it, it will be around 10%. So this is our internal rate of return for this project. Internal rate of return. Internal rate of return is the rate of return that the project is earning. And in order to decide whether we should pursue the project or not, we compare this internal rate of return with our cost of capital or the target rate of return that the investors require. There are two properties about discounting and the internal rate of return which I would like to share with you. The first one is that if the discounting rate is increased, the net present value amount or the NPV decreases. And this has been observed over here. When we increased our discount rate from 8 to 12%, our NPV value decreased from 2.64 positive to negative 2.585. The second property is that if IRR percentage, which is 10% over here, is used to discount cash flows, NPV will be equals to 0. Over here, I have briefly recalled what the IRR or the internal rate of return calculations looked like. We will do more complex cases. We will discuss advantages and disadvantages of this method and compare it with net present value in our future videos. The first step over here was just to make sure that you recall what these calculations looked like. The first step is to calculate net present value A. The second step is to calculate net present value B using a discount rate which is different than the first one, and then applying this formula. We will also be discussing modified internal rate of return or MIRR technique very soon. So this was just a recap of what you have already studied in your financial management exams.